T.L Tedford Enterprises Inc. Global Communications and Navigation Systems, Civilian and Defense. Confidential Executive Briefing. Tedford technology replaces fragile satellite-only dependence with a living, ground-real mesh that keeps vehicles, aircraft, ports, and command centers online, even when space goes dark. Overview: the living Earth grid for continuous situational awareness. This briefing illustrates how the Tedford transceiver repeater system forms a global, always-on mesh that every vehicle and platform can plug into, from rural highways and urban intersections to contested airspace and orbital corridors. Tedford Military Operational Alert, or TMOA. Tedford Vehicle Alert, or TVA. Two-way ground, satellite feedback. Zero blind spot operations. Living ground mesh, core concept. Earth mesh core. Vehicles and highways. Airspace and drones. Ports and maritime. Command and control. Architecture. From vulnerable satellites to a ground-first living mesh. Traditional systems assume satellites and cellular towers will always be up. Tedford's approach flips that assumption. The ground network is primary, with satellites acting as command and redundancy, not the single point of failure. Transceiver repeaters every few miles, forming a continuous RF spine. Vehicles as intelligent nodes, not just endpoints, each one can repeat, route, and report. TMOA for military-grade alerts, convoy protection, and route deconfliction. TVA for civilian navigation, collision avoidance, and infrastructure feedback. Two-way ground, satellite feedback for national and theater-level command views. Result: if satellites are degraded or jammed, the mesh continues to self-heal at street level, preserving navigation continuity and situational awareness for those who need it most. Ground first/satellite-assisted topology. Ground mesh backbone. Convoys and logistics. CAS and airlift. Ports and straits. Joint ops centers. Space traffic. Extending the same rule set into orbit. The same principles that keep highways, ports, and air corridors safe will be required to manage the coming explosion of orbital traffic. Tedford's mesh is designed from day one to extend into the near-Earth environment. Orbital transceiver layers tie into the ground mesh, reporting real-time trajectories and exclusion zones. Collision avoidance alerts mirror TVA/TMOA logic, but for satellites, service vehicles, and future commercial flights. Unified rules of the road from interstate to low Earth orbit, based on the same alerting and deconfliction engine. As spaceflight increases by orders of magnitude, operators will need a single, global, rules-based alert fabric. The Tedford mesh is that fabric on the ground and above it. Earth, orbit integrated mesh. Earth and near-Earth mesh. Surface traffic. Aviation corridors. Global shipping. Global command. Orbital assets. Operational impact. What commanders, drivers, and citizens experience. To the end user, the complexity disappears. What they experience is simple. The network never goes dark, and it tells them what they need to know before a collision, a bottleneck, or a breakdown of communications. Convoys receive early warning of hazards, ambush patterns, and blocked routes. Commercial drivers see real-time, lane-level navigation that adapts to incidents. Air and port authorities share a single view of ground and approach path risk. Civil authorities can stand up emergency corridors in minutes, not hours. Behind all of it is the Tedford transceiver repeater lattice, quietly moving packets, updating maps, and synchronizing every platform that joins the mesh. The accompanying audio you are hearing walks through this same story in spoken form, giving senior decision-makers a rapid, intuitive sense of what this system does and why it matters. Summary: from concept to national infrastructure. T.L Tedford Enterprises Inc. is prepared to move from concept to deployment with partners who understand what is at stake: global resiliency, national security, and the modernization of navigation and communications for the next 50 years. This presentation is a visual anchor for deeper technical briefings, legislative language, and acquisition pathways